In this lecture, we want to determine a function from the given graph. This is the graph. It's given. We want to find out the function. You know, this part looks like secant, but those two looks a little bit awkward. But actually, it is not. Now, let's look at the things we did before. Previously, we see this is the picture for secant y equals secant 2x. Down here you have a, from negative pi over 4 to positive pi over 4, you have this part, which is similar like the one we did here. Okay, yeah, like here. From negative pi over 4 to the positive pi over 4. You see, like that, exactly. Okay, negative pi over 4, positive pi over 4, we have that. Now, negative pi over 4, positive pi over 4, we have that. And the thing is that we have this branch, and there is only half branch. You see there? So it depends how you are going to look at this picture. If you look at the picture in this way, that looks okay. You see, that's from negative pi over 4, and then to down here 3 pi over 4, from here to here. 3 pi over 4, negative pi over 4, the distance is pi. Okay, 3 pi over 4 minus negative pi over 4, you will get the distance is pi. Now, if you look at the picture in this way, you are one branch up, one branch down. But if you look at in this way, you should have what? You should have is half branch right here. Is also a one period. Okay, is from pi over 2 negative this point from here to positive pi over 2. So this is half branch down and half branch down. So this one is exactly like the one right here. Half branch down here, okay, and half branch down. So it depends how you are going to look at this. Okay. Now from here we know we then have the period is pi for this function. Again, why? Because pi over 2 subtract negative pi over 2 is pi over 2 plus pi over 2, and that's pi. Okay, so the period is pi. Now, comparing with secant, the picture we did, previously, right down here, this one, yeah, those two are exactly the same. Okay, so you see down here, we have pi over 2, okay, pi over 2, and over there is also pi over 2. And here is negative pi over 2 for this one. Okay, then we have negative pi over 2. So basically this function is the one we had before, is y equals secant 2x. Okay, if you compare with the previous lecture, you see secant right down here, this picture, this picture, yeah, and they're almost, the shapes are almost the same. Okay, but things was here was pi over 2, here is negative pi over 2, but here is pi over 4, negative pi over 4. Okay, from negative pi over 2 to positive pi over 2 is the distance is pi, So that's one period. But down here from negative pi to positive pi, okay, like that, then you will see the period is 2 pi. Okay, so this one is just tells you that we only sketched from negative pi over 2 to the positive pi over 2. That's how we only see the half range. Okay. All right, that's one example. Let's look at another one. Another one is also similar to determine a function for the given graph. This one. This one, you see, previous example right down here, the lowest point is on the y-axis. So that's how we got actually was secant. If the lowest place was not on the y-axis, you see, then you got to think about, instead of secant, you got to think about cosecant. Okay? You know, sine starts from 0, goes to 1, then 0, then negative 1, then it goes to 0. Okay, the reciprocal, of course, then should be in this way. Okay, in this way. So this way down, and then this way down. Okay, so then you know, here the lowest place is not on the y, then you will think about cosecant, because cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. It has what? It has a period 2 pi. The typical values will be pi over 2, 3 pi over 2 for cosecant, rather than previously we did for secant is 0 pi. Right down here is pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, pi over 2, 1, 3 pi over 2, negative 1. Those two values are typical values. Okay, so that's for cosecant. So these two, you should think, from these two branches, you should think about cosecant. That's one thing. Cosecant, here is from 0 to pi, and here is from negative pi to 0. Then you know, this period is 2 pi. Yeah, so you may think it might be like this, but not exactly. Is because the graph right down here, it was down below the x-axis. There's two branches. Now here, this one is actually move up. Okay, move up. So the graph is actually how many units up? 6 units up. You see down here, previously was right here. 1 unit up, 1 unit down. And down here you see this is 6. This is 6. And then 1 unit up, 1 unit down. So it's actually 6 units up. And then you see, okay, if you add 6 on cosine x, then you will get this graph. So basically, it's just this graph, y equals cosecant x, but you add 6 units on that, you will get this graph. So basically, this one from the given graph, you can, first of all, you need to find out is cosecant, not secant. The second thing is that 6 units up. Okay, so there are 2 points right here. You got to be careful. This is 1 point. This is another point. Then you will have the graph, the function from the given graph. Okay, so please review this lecture. I'll see you next time.